Of ground. Romney and Santorum are preparing for Super Tuesday now. Romney is campaigning in Ohio. Santorum is in Tennessee. 11 states are up for grabs between now and Tuesday. Wyoming caucuses have been taking place throughout February now, and the final results are in. Romney has 39%, Santorum 32%, 26 delegates at stake. CNN projects 10 for Romney and 9 for Santorum. Romney's win in Michigan on Tuesday not really feeling like a win now. There were 30 delegates up for grabs, and despite his 3-point win, Romney gets 15 delegates. So does Santorum. Santorum now is calling that a tie. So let's talk about all of this. Live from Washington, Shira Toeplitz, political reporter with Roll Call. Thank you for joining us this morning. So delegates-wise, CNN is projecting a tie in Michigan. Santorum is making more of it. He's actually calling it a win. Let's listen to this and talk about it.
This is a huge win for us. Let's play it the way it is. Don't give Romney all the spin. We went into his backyard. He spent a fortune, money he had no intention of spending, and we came out of there with the same number of delegates he does.
But still, Romney got the popular vote. Does Santorum have a point here?
He has a small point in that in many ways this Michigan race was a lot about expectations for Romney. Romney is the first person to tell you that he was born in Michigan, he was raised in the Detroit suburbs, and I think in that sense people thought he'd be the front runner and he would win the state easily. And the fact that he only won by 3 or 4 percentage points says that he didn't do as well there as his campaign might have hoped. But I come from the school that a win is a win, and he got more votes in the popular election. So I know the delegate count is split after Tuesday night, but you know what? The popular vote says Romney did win it.
A win is a win. How much money do you spend for that win, however, right? We know that the Santorum campaign has said that they raised $9 million in February. We've been talking about Romney outspending Santorum himself, and then you include the super PAC there. He even made a direct appeal, right, on his speech on Tuesday night. His campaign is running low on cash. So looking forward, do you think that this is a problem for Romney?
I don't think money is really a problem for Romney. First of all, let's remember he's fairly wealthy himself. If he needs to, he can cut a check for himself. I don't think he's done that yet in this campaign. He did it in his 2008 race. Any point he can open his wallet and write a couple million off to his campaign. I don't think money will be an issue. He also has a lot of establishment backings from fairly wealthy Republicans who can continue to feed money into his super PAC account. I don't think money will be an issue for him. Santorum, though, has to worry a little bit more about fundraising. He doesn't have that kind of wealthy establishment backing or that rich pocketbook that Romney has.
But Romney does have to worry about the fact that the GOP is not really, or the conservatives are not really rallying around him, right? There are new reports now that Jeb Bush is still considered as a possible last-ditch candidate. He has repeatedly said that he is not interested in running. Forget about whether he will or he will not run. Politically, would it be smart for him to jump in right now?
I think it'd be very hard for him to jump in right now because expectations are really high. He can ask Rick Perry how that went for him when you jump in as this outsider candidate and expectations are so high. It's hard for candidates to live up to that, especially jumping in the middle of the campaign. Now, if you talk to people about a potential Jeb Bush candidacy, what they discuss is perhaps maybe he would go in at the convention. And I say there's a very small chance of this actually happening. If we get down to a brokered convention in August in Florida at the RNC, maybe Jeb Bush jumps in then as kind of a consensus candidate. But again, very small chance of that happening, first of all, because Jeb Bush has said himself he doesn't want to run, and secondly, brokered conventions, still an unlikelihood even in this race.
Hey, everybody's saying that. All right, Shira Toeplitz, political reporter with Roll Call. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.